Live, live,
Hello.
live. We are live here on a Friday night. Gramps and Jeremy. It's been a long day, and I'm literally going to start this out. Well, I know what. Before we get started, I have to start with a couple of announcements first, and then I'll get to it. First bit of housekeeping, since I'm streaming this to both YouTube and Facebook. If you're streaming on Facebook, you'll want to go because I want to be able to see when people comment, so forth and so on. I should have had the steps copied before I went live. Anyway, you go to streamyard.com/Facebook, make your profile public. If you want me to be able to see and read your comments from those posting on Facebook, you can do that. If not, come over to the YouTube channel. Yes, the YouTube channel, youtube.com/ yes, we're back, Fishing with Gramps. I'll get into all that here in a minute. But first, a couple of announcements. Normally, when we start this, I get off and do the intro as if we're going to do a podcast as well. That's not going on the podcast tonight because this is a lot more personal, and it might be a little spicier than what those channels want. I'll just yeah, it might get a little salty in here, and this may not be the Fishing with Gramps you guys all know, but it is one of those things. But first, before we get started, a couple announcements. Brett Ayler, the Iowa Bass Pro, is coming to American Legacy Fishing for the open house on February 10th. Y'all might remember somebody did an interview with that man back at the Bassmaster Classic. So the cool thing is we get to see Brent again at the open house coming up on February 10th down at American Legacy Fishing in Evansville, Indiana. Hope to see you all there, of course. There will be lots of good sales going on, 100%. Jeremy, you think you're going to be there?
Oh, I know I'll be there.
Yeah, I'll be there too.
Already committed.
It's cold wintertime. We ain't got nothing better to do, and we ain't got no kayaks. So, hey, we're gonna be in American Legacy while Brent Ayler is down there as well. I would not be surprised if we didn't see Mr. Andrew Hayes from Tackle Talk Podcast be there as well. So it'd kind of be cool to kind of get everybody there and all that too. So yes, Brent Ayler is coming to American Legacy Fishing February 10th. Something else cool, and it's cool because I just saw Chad Hoover pop in the chat. New leaderboards coming up on KBF Catch 22 Challenge. Got some big bass leaderboards going on. And, well, I'll wait for the rest of the little surprises too. But there's going to be some more leaderboards that go up that's going to be caught around or tied to the Catch 22, program throughout this whole year. So stay tuned for our next live with Chad Hoover, and we're going to cover that. All right, no getting around. I'm not going to stay on super late tonight. It's Friday night. The reason why I say that, my oldest son and my granddaughters are here in the house. Grand's got them up in there. They all just got back from dinner while I was getting set up for this live stream. But definitely, family time is the most important, especially this time of year when I don't have any fish to go catch anyway. But yeah, as I stated before, this live might get a little saltier than some in the past. I've always trying to keep it somewhat professional, but fuck YouTube. I woke up this
Well,
morning to a bunch of messages from, and also be happy that Jeremy's actually here with us from his new place. And he's literally joined us live on his cell phone with like one bar of juice. So he's got his battery plugged in, and he's going to be in to keep me somewhat in line. So I don't go completely off the rails because I'm literally pissed. I have spent the better part of 4 years now with every free second of free time letting my health suffer, editing videos and doing all this and that to try to build a YouTube channel, which I'm certainly I've said it since we started. We talk a lot about making memories, and I appreciate every single one of you who's been part of the fishing fam, pre-COVID and all of that stuff. Um, but if you're in the game and creating content, you know how much work it is with computers and music and editing, and it takes a lot of time and effort. And I've sunk a lot of my life into building this channel because we had a friend ask to teach her how to fish so she could take her son fishing during the pandemic because she remembered she remembered what a great time she had with her father, but she didn't remember how to fish. She just remembered those memories. And that hit me. And so we started doing, the basic, we started with the basics, the Zebco, basic knots. I remember the first day I sat down in a lawn chair with a lake at my back and talked about what fishing meant to me, what it meant to my brother. And, fishing with Gramps wasn't about me. It was about the man who actually taught Jeremy and I how to fish, which was my grandpa Burl. And up here in this upper corner is a board that still pays tribute to my grandfather. It's got a bunch of his old baits. And Jeremy, I think you actually the one that found that and gave it to me. And then it's actually got his name tag off of the mailbox that sat in front of their house for decades. And Jeremy actually found that, and it's a bunch of what are
Memory.
they inline spinners and things like that. But I'll post a picture of it up later. But we've talked about it on the channel here before. But this channel was really set out to be a dedication to him, as a way to thank him, but also to share kind of what he taught us, and then what Jeremy and I kind of learned on the way. And that's kind of what fishing with Gramps was really about. And a lot of you joined along for the ride, whether you've been fishing this whole time or your whole lives, or you came back to fishing after not doing it for a long time because of the whole pandemic thing. And man, I mean, that's been a few years ago and a few hundred videos ago, and many, many thousands of subscribers later. I don't like using the words subscribers. You guys are our fishing fam. And so when I woke up this morning and was getting some messages from several people about their memberships being canceled, I remember what happened last time I did that, because I felt so guilty for asking people for memberships. And when I dropped those, a lot of y'all were pissed. And I mean, absolutely pissed that I would do that, because I wasn't looking at it as a little bit of income coming in from you guys, but it was donations from you guys to help us build this channel and keep it going and growing, because you guys know, batteries and cameras and all this stuff ain't cheap. And it's kind of wild too. So um that's so I got those messages this morning, and I log into YouTube, and I see I go to the earn thing, and it shows me my channel's been has been demonetized. And then I see all the emails that are sitting in my Gmail, and basically violation of community standards, very generic as message. um so I think I've kind of figured out what was going on, and I'll kind of spin a little bit of a timeline with you guys to tell you how we got here, and then what we're going to do for an appeals process, and then what we're going to do going forward in the future. So a couple months ago, or maybe a month and a half ago, Christine Fisher was sharing some information about how she'd actually been making more revenue on Facebook than she had been in YouTube. And I kind of thought that was kind of wild and funny, because, I post stuff to YouTube every now and then. I used to try to run some different, Facebook pages and whatnot, but there you get so many trolls and people posting porn and all this other garbage. Um, I just deleted them all, because I really didn't have time to manage it. And I didn't want to focus on that. If I'm going to spend some time that's not fishing or time with my family, I want to be creating content. So kind of what I did was I took some advice from Christine, and I made my YouTube channel or my Facebook profile basically into a business profile. So, I didn't, want to bother with Fishing with Gramps or Hickman Outdoors. I'm just JT Hickman. You guys know my name from, posting up videos and this and that. And those who have, been friends with me on Facebook forever, um, you kind of know. But if you turn it into a business page, it kind of sets everything to public. And then, people don't have to send you friend requests. They can just follow along. But if I post videos there, they can watch them. So I've been posting a lot of our fishing videos and trips down to Gunnersville and all that, and posting up some reels and stuff. And oddly enough, my first month, I didn't even realize I was actually getting monetized on Facebook. My first month, I actually made about half, or 125 bucks, just being kind of monetized on Facebook. Now, for those of you who don't know, I only make about $197, $200 a month on YouTube as it is. I don't get a ton of views. We post and talk about a whole bunch of different stuff. Everybody talks about niching down and blah blah blah. I don't get a ton of views, and honestly, I don't care. Those of you who watch, those are the people I want you watching anyway. Yeah, sure, we get some and grow, and we have a lot of people follow along because I think there's a lot of people that watch a lot of the different stuff that I put up. There's a lot of people that watch like truck videos that I've done where I've reviewed my truck, some outdoors content that we did, and all of that too. So it's kind of funny, but over the years, um, it was just one of those things, but I kind of thought it was funny. But again, my Facebook page was now public. Okay, so I know I keep getting off on tangents, and I'm going to get to what I pretty much know what was going on. Um, Going back, talk about content of this channel. The channel's had several names: Hickman Outdoors, JT Hickman, Fisherman Gramps. Back in the early days, we posted a lot of pew pew, and I used to get in, hunting, fishing, outdoor stuff. You'll see my first videos that are still out there are from like me and the boy in the boat like 10, 12 years ago, even kayak fishing. And if you've been around for a long time, you've seen like me and my son going deer hunting, when he shot his first doe, a lot of pistol competition shooting stuff, and then some other things. And a lot of that, I was doing a lot of firearms related stuff, which, before they allowed me to actually monetize the first time when I was at, the 1,000 subscriber mark, I had to delete like all of my old shooting videos, gun videos, and all this and that. But I also did a lot of Second Amendment talks. And for those of you who've been around here for a long time, you'll remember those when we would cover the Second Amendment rallies in around the state. And I would live stream those over, in Shoals and Martin County when they were doing stuff. Lawrence County, the folks around the state were trying to get some laws changed and bring attention, supporting our United States Constitution, because I've only got one tattoo, and that's really the only tattoo I need. But it's obviously, if you know me, far by none. That's the key thing that I believe in more than anything else in this country. God, country, Constitution. It's what brother and I were raised with, and it's one of those things. So that being said, like I said, we covered a lot of Second Amendment rallies and things like that. But I unlisted all of those years ago. It's when before all this stuff happened. But I left them, the videos posted to my Facebook, so that if anybody ever needed to go back and refer to those back when we were, fighting for some constitutional carry and politicians and so forth and so on. I used to actually run a political channel that was actually linked to this, account. And we talked a lot about Second Amendment, this and that. And it's not like so much about hating on politicians, but it's about hating on all of the politicians because of what they do to us and what they continue to do to us. And this is not I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not a registered Republican. I'm not a registered Democrat. I am a conservatarian, if that makes any sense to anybody out there. That's just where I float. I can't stand these political parties because they're poison across the board. We're not going to get into discussions of presidents and politics and blah, blah, blah. I just want you to know where I stand. I like our freedom. I like our rights. I love our Constitution above everything in this country. And that's just me. I mean, everybody, and I will tell you, people will try to draw labels and this and that. I love everybody. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what you identify as. If we all get out fish and have a good time and you don't mess with kids, you're cool with me. You don't like our rights and you mess with kids, we got a problem. And I'll just leave it at that. So going and following all of that, like I said, I had to delete a lot of firearms content years ago because they got a little bit woke and they didn't like firearms, and I respect that. That's on them. And we know there's still a lot of gun tube channels out there. They're supported by Patreon, so YouTube still lets them put this stuff out there, but they're supported by Patreon, and and I get that. So there's a lot of guys that still create content here and Rumble and everywhere else because they believe in it, and they're getting their funds, if you will, someplace else. And let me be the first to say, y'all know I'm financially stable. I don't need the income generated on YouTube. It's nice because it allows me, like I said, to buy gizmos and stuff to go do that with. But enough of that. What I think happened is somebody probably went down, and was scrolling back through my Facebook, and and found some of my Second Amendment rallies and then clicked on those YouTube videos and reported them to Facebook. Or reported them not to Facebook, sorry, but reported them to YouTube. And I'm almost guessing this happened around January 4th. Why? Because I can look at my analytics when my views went, ew, and then it's flatlined. I was going to go bring up the studio and show all this crap, but I'm not going to waste the time. Like I said, I want to kind of get through this and then spend some time with my grandbabes because I haven't seen them in a couple of weeks. But I get the feeling that's what it was because of the violations of community service. It's always generic, and it was always kind of like that when they did that with my gun videos. I would have to appeal. It was funny. They would allow me to post a gun video if it was like a cleaning video. But if I was talking to somebody about, because I used to be a firearms instructor, I'm actually still an NRA firearms instructor, and I still retain those certifications, even though I haven't maintained those. Now, what I may do is bring another set of those channels back up under this Google account, because honestly, I don't give a shit what they do with this channel or not. We're going to still, create content here, but we're going to talk about, let's get to the appeal process. Now that I think I know what happened based on reading the emails and stuff they sent. I've read everything. When I got back from my VA appointment, everything, they sent me a two-part thing. Now, had I not started removing some content that I thought was still there, I probably could have appealed it faster, because they would have just looked, realized it was unlisted, or told me to do that. But I was just like, you know what? If it's not 100% fishing with Gramps or fishing, I'm just gone. Now, I've still got truck and fog light install videos, stuff like that. But if it was anything that pew pew related, I just waxed it. So what they said was, once I delete all of those videos, I can reapply for the partner program starting April 25th, 2025. So it's January 26th. So yeah, I've got a few months, which honestly don't care. I mean, I really don't care. Like I said, if I'm going to lose a couple $100. Don't give a shit. So future plans. Future plans. What am I going to do? Well, Jeremy and I had a long discussion this morning because he's probably not heard me that mad. He's probably not heard me that mad in a long time, because I mean, those of you who do this knows how much time it takes. And I feel like but did I say 2025? April 25th, 2024. Let me April 2024, like a couple of months. Okay. If I said 25, sorry, didn't mean to scare the shit out of anybody. But again, we're talking $200. We're talking a couple $100 a month, but that's still just enough to piss me off. But more importantly, to me, it's disrespect to those of you who are channel members and donate. So you're contributing to what it is we do, as far as like the vet rec therapy and all that stuff. That being said, I'm gonna get everything cleaned up. I'm gonna readjust, and we're gonna reapply for the partner program after everything's deleted on April 25th. So, like I said, I had a game plan that I sat down with Jeremy as I was, chatting with him this morning, and had a long time to think about this, and actually had discussions with, Chad Hoover and a few others while I was driving up to the VA this morning. So this is what we decided to do. If you haven't noticed, the channel is once again Fishing with Gramps, and we rolled that back, and that's I'm going to get a little bit. I'm going to get a little bit into that, why we're going to do what we're going to do. But the thing is, Jeremy and I had discussed over the winter when we moved it to Hickman Outdoors, is we want to create a show, and we want to start creating the content that we like to watch. And so we decided with Hickman Outdoors, and this was the channel focus that this was going to go, but this just makes me want to do it even more, is we want to create a show. If you guys have seen Chad Hoover fishing on, the outdoors channels, or all the, sorry, Chad, I don't remember where at all it was that you streamed, but you see the folks with actual fishing shows, drone shots and the beautiful B-roll and the stuff that really wants to make you sit down, stream it on your TV and enjoy. Our goal was, and it still is, and this is where we want our focus to be, is we want to share our on the water fishing and in the woods camping adventures with everyone. and it's kind of a combo of the whole fish ops, fish camp, and all that stuff. We really want the focus to be on the on the water fishing and in the woods camping adventures as part of our veteran recreational therapy. 30-minute videos, like you'd stream on, your TV or computer from one of like the outdoors, whatever's. But that's what we want. We want episodes. We want to show what it is that we love. So what we're going to do is I've created a whole new separate Gmail account. And I don't want, because if you guys aren't familiar with YouTube, you can actually create sub channels under your current account, which I've done in the past. And I've always felt like YouTube was kind of choking the channel a little bit. So, yep, I created a new Hickman Outdoors channel, Gmail, email, the whole nine. And that's where the Hickman Outdoors content will go in the future. I'm actually working on getting everything verified and set up over the weekend. And the first video I'm going to post on that, just for y'all's entertainment, is going to be my PB Smalley adventure with Hook Life. I was going to actually release that tomorrow if everything had been normal, but it's not normal. So I'm going to put that one video there, and that'll be the one video that sits on that new channel for probably the next couple of months until Jeremy and I get some kayaks rigged up and out and start creating some new content. And we've got all kinds of ideas, and we think you guys are really, really going to enjoy it. But that one video will be set up there because honestly, when I get it posted, I'll come back to this community tab and I'll post that there for those of you who would like to support us and follow along on that adventure. We'd love to have you subscribe over there and help us at least get it kicked off, and heading in that direction. What we're going to do on this channel is kind of go back to the free for all that it kind of has been, bait making, how-tos, rod and reel reviews. I'm going to get back maybe into doing some unboxings. All of the stuff that we've kind of done that's been like all over the place. It's kind of everything but fishing with Gramps because all the fishing is going to be on the other channel. But we're bringing Fishing with Gramps back, and that's where all the live streams are going to be. We're going to continue to bring our guests in here. I got a couple of bangers already coming up. Brendan from Kayak Cushion is going to join us. Ryan Dahl, the Smalley master over in Ohio, is going to join us. So we've got some plans and ideas, But again, Hickman Outdoors is going to be that kickback, laid back, just fishing, just camping, our Freedom Squad trips, stuff like that, right? The true outdoors adventures. That's where Hickman Outdoors is going to go. And the Fishing with Gramps, like I said, is going to be everything but Fishing with Gramps. It's going to be all the stuff. So Jeremy's going to get back into bait making videos now that he's in his new place and he gets everything set up. He's going to go through, do all that. We're going to do some kayak rigging and, just like all of the stuff we've always done. The lives will be here. But I was telling Jeremy beforehand, and honestly, it allows me to kind of spice in the channel up a little bit because I've always tried to be a little more professional, worried about sponsors and all this other bullshit. Far too many times I've bitten one tongue when Randy just posts some stupid shit on YouTube and I just let it slide. Nah, this is going to be the no F's given channel. Bottom line, if they give us back the monetization, cool. If they don't, fuck them. I don't care. We're going to do what we want. Just bottom line. I'm not in this to make the money, and I just don't care. But like I said, once I have the new Hickman Outdoors channel online, that will be our more professional, us really, really trying to promote the outdoors as veteran recreational therapy. And we say veteran, we also mean homeland heroes or literally anybody who needs that mental break. Just go out and have some recreational therapy. We want you to be able to join us, but we want to make some cool content that's like that stuff that like I said, it'll take me a couple months because we got some big ideas and we want to fish with some big people. And Chad wants to know if Mobass and T-Row can make a special guest appearance. 100%. We're going to have some fun with that. Now sponsors, I've reached out, honestly, the only sponsor I reached out to the title sponsor of this channel, American Legacy Fishing and Outdoors, and talked to Graham this morning for a good little bit. Tell him what I plan on doing. 2 different channels, kind of 2 different flows, and 100% with us as I knew he would be. if I get into talking about money, I'm gonna be real. YouTube's never paid me that much, a couple $100. Um, and it's just one of those things. But this nonsense is kind of lit a little fire into my ass. But like I alluded to before, memberships are the one thing I care about because those are the Fish and Fam members that believe in what we're doing. And for those of you who are pissed that you lost your membership and your icons, I noticed that like Liz made the point earlier, that's the first time she's looked in our stream and not seen her little icon next to her name. If you're one of those that still want to donate to kind of what we're doing, yeah, I set up a Patreon. If you want to continue to support the channel, I'll drop it down in the link below. 100% of the revenue goes back into this channel. And what do I talk about? Wireless microphones like this new one, so that I have now 2 sets of these, so I can give Jeremy one so he can do stuff. I bought this it's kind of funny because I literally just this is what I use my YouTube checks for. Here's an Osmo Action 4. Here's another Action 3. Why do I wanted the 4 because I want to start doing a camera in the way back, one either on my hat or chest, and then the one that I normally use um up front for doing those front facing videos got knocked off and into the water when I was up there with Hook Life. Um, when I was in there with Hook Life and dropped it in the drink. So literally that's where the money that comes in, pretty much goes. If you notice, I have a new microphone. I might sound a little better. I can't look any sexier, but I do sound a little better because I'm using the new USB Rode mic and things like that too. And some other things I'm going to do. Some other ideas I've had is for those of you who are now into fishing because you follow along and you want to start capturing your adventures on YouTube or other platforms like Rumble, which we're also going to put to. Um, I'm going to go over all the technology and whatnot that we use when we get our new kayaks rigged up, including, SD cards, cameras, GoPros, DJI, drone, the whole nine. And I'm going to start making content here on Fishing with Gramps for those of you who want to learn how to, edit, capture your footage, and make your own channel because you're not in competition with me. I want everybody out there catching fish and sharing their experiences with everybody else, doing as we always say, making your memories. So you can share your memories if you're out there with cameras going. One more page, and then I'm going to shut up. Or was that it? I might be about done. Um, Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. So if you missed it and you're coming in late, what I honestly think happened is when I monetized, if you will, my Facebook page and made it a public page, I think somebody went back through all my old stuff and watched some still linked unlisted YouTube videos from my Second Amendment rally days and didn't like my views and reported those videos, even though they were unlisted. Because if it's unlisted, you can still watch it if it's posted somewhere. Um, yeah, I think they didn't like what I do, and YouTube come back and said that they didn't like my community standards stuff. So I'm not going to go through and scroll my whole 10, 15-year Facebook history, um, and try to find those links and delete them. I will just delete all of that content and yeah, I'll reapply for the partner program on April 25th when they allow me. And we're just gonna have 2 channels. This is gonna be the free for all channel with everything, and then our fishing adventures, that's what I'll call them, will be posted on the new Hickman Outdoors channel, which is again a completely separate. We're gonna start it from scratch. So obviously, you guys know I'd love your support over there when we get it kicked off. But Jeremy, did I forget anything?
No, I think you pretty much covered it. I was expecting a little bit more sauciness, but
Yeah,
very, very well said.
yeah, well, you know me. Once I get into speech mode, then it's like, oh, I'm still, speaking in front of coworkers and other people. So, but again, I think you guys will enjoy it. Yeah, Sly Fox. I think that's what it was some of my old unlisted but still linked on Facebook Second Amendment rally videos where I did probably 90-minute live streams. I mean, I would travel around the southern half of the state, and each time one of the counties would go up and have these live streams when we were, bitching and moaning and fighting the Indiana, um, politicians to change our laws to what we, the people, ask for. I think some people got butthurt because they figured out who I might support politically or not, even though I really don't, like I said, I've since then left the Republic. Or how old are these videos? Oh man, 5, 6, 7 years old. I mean, they're back there. I mean, it's been a while since this has been a gun channel. So that's probably 5, 6, years ago. I used to get on and cover, stuff with, I don't know if those of you are in Indiana, if you're in the firearms community, you know who our favorite 2A gun lawyer is, Guy Relford. He and I were in different places together. Some very staunch politicians that I do like that don't happen to be in my county, sadly, but very pro 2A kind of guys. I know a lot of my Popo guys that are here in Indiana will remember those days. Yeah, so much for freedom of speech. That's not what YouTube is all about. We all know that 100% too. And unless, you speak their speech and then they're fine with it. But that's, you know, um, it's just one of those, that's just one of those things. So, like I said, they at least gave me a process for deleting stuff off the channel and reapplying in 3 months, which, hey, cool, whatever. If you guys have been following along, I've said that I started a different job at work. And I've got one more certification that I need to go take that's going to take me a couple of months to study for anyway. Um, so the break's not bad. But like I said, Jeremy and I are just going to throw all the stuff that we want to throw on this channel, and then the actual fishing content will be over on Hickman Outdoors. So yeah, Fishing with Gramps is back. Um, Jeremy and I will be posting content on both, and then yeah, we'll just do that, and then in the future, um, our stuff on the road will be on Hickman Outdoors on a completely different and separate account. So that's pretty much it. Is there any questions from anybody out there? Brown or Brennan's just hopping in asking what he miss. Sadly, you were like 5 minutes again for me doing another recap. I'm not going to do a third, but I'll let the folks in the chat do what they want to do. Has a new channel been established yet? Yes, I have created it. I've gone through the verification process. It'll take a day or so. You have to be verified by video and things like that before you can post videos longer than 10 or 15 minutes, I think it is, and use thumbnails and stuff like that. So I will Two Brothers Fishing. No, it's that the Two Brothers Fishing is always going to be the podcast. So you can find Two Brothers Fishing on all your favorite podcast stuff, and those are generally our live streams. But we're going to do Two Brother Fishing um, live streams on this channel still, and then those will go up in podcast to your favorite places. For those who listen to podcasts, I do here and there, but they'll always be available here. So yeah, we're not going to be making any money on this channel. Really don't give a shit. Anybody who wants to throw some, at Patreon because you want to contribute to what we're doing, excellent. Love y'all. We love y'all regardless. I don't really, I'll probably do up some, all the various stickers because I mean, hell, we're starting to get where we're like sticker pros now. We got the Fishing with Gramps. We're gonna have the Freedom Squad. We got the Hickman Outdoors, and then Jeremy's got his own stickers, and Matt's got his. And but like I said, the big videos, the adventure videos, the camping, fishing on the road stuff will be on Hickman Outdoors, and we're gonna try to make it like into a show. I mean, I think we've got some great ideas, and we've always talked about this channel just becoming a show. And then oddly enough, this works out. So yes, it's definitely going to be Hickman Outdoors. It's just going to be like a different URL, like Hickman Dash Outdoors or something. You might be able to find it now if you search for it. I don't know, but when I get this weekend, when everything is verified and they let me put up videos longer than 50 minutes, like I said, the first and only video that you're going to see on that channel this quarter is me catching my Smalley PB, which was a pretty good adventure. And we poked some fun at Jeremy because he couldn't be there that day, poor dude. But you'll have to watch that video to find out why.
Yeah, but I caught a 20 and a half on.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, we're gonna obviously work on some sticker. Oh hell yeah, we're still gonna fish. So yeah, there's no stopping that, Randy. This channel will be all about fishing with Gramps. but the actual fishing. Now, you'll see some, like if I do a rod or reel review, you'll see clips from when we were out on the water, and things like that incorporated into those. Kind of that's the way I like to review stuff these days. Oh yeah, 5 wants to know what bait that was you were holding up. I bet that was
Well,
related somehow. I bet that was related somehow to his PB as well.
yeah, 20 and
But
a
so
half
that's,
inch.
yeah, you got to have the long beard. Um, I'm not going to say too much more, but oddly enough, and Jeremy, you might agree with me with this. Um, this is probably not the biggest surprise you're going to see this year.
Oh, absolutely not.
Um, so we'll have some other things to announce later on down the road. Um, but yeah, so yeah, Hickman Outdoors is going to be all of our fishing on the water content. When I get that set up, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna go through the appeal process in April. And until then, we're just gonna keep throwing up videos. If you would keep watching the videos here, I want to keep this channel alive with views and all that. So if you get bored, go back and watch some of the videos that we've done in the past. Um, Brandon says we need some pew pew content as well. I'll probably on this account, and this account being my main Gmail account, I'll probably throw up another channel that's related to that, so that if they decide to monetize everything related to this email address, then I don't care, you know. But and if we get support by Patreon and so forth and so on, but I'll probably throw up another pew pew channel because I've thought about wanting to do that again too. I actually was just getting ready to do a bunch of that on this under Hickman Outdoors, um, just because just because it's outdoor related. But seeing that they're still butthurt about all of that, I'll probably put up a something related because I still have a whole safe full of stuff, and I've got other stuff that I seemingly haven't talked about like in forever. But we may put up another pew pew related channel as well, just because I love talking about stuff like that anyway. Oh my goodness, what a day, what a day, what a day. All of this, and then I still didn't get my dang surgery going up to the VA today. They just made me another appointment, so I have to go up there later. And for anybody who's worried, I got a thing on my back that I got to get removed. It's no big deal, but I thought I was going to finally get done today. But apparently old people get cysts here and there, and I got to get one removed. So they made me drive, and spend my day up there doing nothing. And, it was a big waste of time, but that's what it is. So again, if you want to support the channel, the Patreon's in the description. This weekend when I get everything kind of dialed in, and I need to back up, and now that my grandbabes are here, um, I'm going to spend some time chilling with them. And then, like I said, I will put the new PB Smalley video because it's actually a pretty good video. I'm pissed because I really wanted to go up tomorrow, but now I have to change up some music that's on it and use the free YouTube music instead of anything associated with this channel, which I actually pay for because I pay Epidemic Sound for the rights to use some of their music because I like making some better content. That being said, I need to go edit some music and make some changes. And once they approve me so that I can actually post a thumbnail with the video, I'll post that video up so you guys can enjoy it this weekend. And I'll link it in the community tab here so you can go find the new channel. But Jeremy's making baits and having fun. And as you can see, he's got his new wall, and honestly, he's using his cell phone to stream tonight. So he doesn't even have, internets to super, do a good job. But he's got his, he's getting his new place set up, his bait making station set up over the next month or so. So you're going to see all kinds of rod reviews, content, boring stuff that we do here in the wintertime to maybe help you gear up ready and get ready for the spring when it gets here. Because boy, we know we can't wait to start hitting the water again. We actually had some water thawing out again. People got to go ice fish for like 3 days. They had 9 inches of ice in 1 week. And I started seeing all these pictures of people ice fishing around here, and now it's all thawing back out again. So that's Indiana for you. You don't like the weather, wait 20 minutes and it'll change. That's for damn sure. Bro, you got anything else for tonight before we get the hell on out of here?
I'm going fishing tomorrow.
So
Sorry.
we need to get the boat out if all the hard water is gone. And
Well, it's kind of out, but there's a section there by the dam that's open. So yeah, I'm gonna
there
go
you
do
go.
some fishing tomorrow.
Maybe, yeah, Liz said her too. Maybe next weekend we can, if we'll keep an eye on the weather. If we get some of those days out there where you can get your arm, working really good in your heated jacket, we'll bust the boat out and go find some crappie or something and get smacked down in it. Maybe get into a bass as well. So nothing like nothing like getting started on trying to get some new content going for the new year. But like I said, yeah, I think Jeremy's going to Boggs tomorrow to try to catch some from the bank. So one day again when we get some kayaks in, we'll do some of that too. But until then, I'll keep going to the gym. He'll keep fishing from the bank, and then every now and then we'll bust the boat out. And until then, we'll talk about all the new rods and reels. But for those who weren't here at the beginning, Brett Ayler is going to be at American Legacy Fishing. Yep, Daiwa Pro. Brett Ayler will be at American Legacy Fishing February 8th, and Jeremy and I will both be there. We really wanted to be at the
Did you say 8th or 10th?
10th. Sorry, February 10th.
Okay.
I'm just getting all my dates jacked up. We will be there February 10th for the American Legacy Fishing Open House with Brett Ayler, and I'm guessing Tackle Talk. Andrew Hayes will probably be there as well. All right. Well, with all that said, I'm going to go spend some time with my family. Jeremy, you go give your puppy dog a big hug and have a good chill evening. And as always, I'm going to close it out the way we always close it out because, yep, Fishing with Gramps is back. Get outside when you can and make some memories. One cast at a time.